Hey guys, so today I'm just gonna make a video basically showing every single vinyl record that I have in my collection so far. And I literally started my collection back in December, and it's already relatively big, I guess you could say. Like, I'm just a starter here, so it's not like 80 albums or something like one of my friends has, so uh but it still is a pretty decent amount, so the order I'm gonna do this is kind of weird. I will start with the first bands, like the bands in order for when I got their albums, and just show off all the albums that I have of theirs. So, first up, gonna start off with the Van Halen albums. I have four of them, starting with Van Halen or Van Halen 1, whatever people call it. This right here is definitely one of my favorites. I'm not gonna like open up these or show the inside or anything. Just gonna kind of show the sleeve. Here's a track list if I can get this to focus. Just gonna scroll down this. Sorry if the camera doesn't focus very good. Alright, that is Van Halen 1. The next one I have here is Van Halen 2. This one is also a really good album. Has a lot of really good stuff on it. Here is the back. Track list is like really densely hidden up here. You can like barely see it. This song right here, Women in Love, this is my favorite on this album for sure. Favorite on Van Halen 1 is probably really hard to decide. I'm just gonna go with uh Ain't Talking About Love, I guess, but Woman in Love is my favorite on this one. So, that is Van Halen 2. Next, I have Women and Children First. Uh, I got this one at Mobile Records. It is basically my local record store here in Mobile, Alabama. So, if you're in the Mobile area and like you're interested in getting some vinyl records, go to that place. It's got a really good inventory. This is where I got this from. Here's the back, track list, and my favorite on here is And the Cradle Will Rock. That's a really good song. So that is Women and Children First. And the next one I actually haven't opened yet. This is going to occur with some of these where it's the case where I haven't opened it yet. But here is Fair Warning. I also got this at Mobile Records. In fact, it's still got the price tag on it. It was only $28. And this is a re-release, so I guess that makes sense. Here's the back. Unchained. That's my favorite on here. For sure. Yeah, better look at that track list. So I'm yet to listen to this one, but I will soon. So that is Fair Warning. And last but not least, in my Van Halen albums, this is probably my favorite Van Halen album of all time, Diver Down. This is a really good album. Sorry about the unfocused camera. Here's the back. And here's the track list right here. Kind of difficult for me to decide for my favorite on here. Might be Little Guitars, I'm not really sure. Oh no, I'm dumb. Secrets, that is my favorite on here. And another little look at the back. Really like this back artwork. Well, it's not really artwork, it's photos from live concerts that Van Halen did back in the 70s and 80s. So that takes care of Van Halen stuff. Next band on the list is Journey, and I only have one Journey album, but it is for sure my favorite Journey album, Escape. This has some really, really good stuff on it. Here's the back. And if we look at the track list, my camera will focus. Don't Stop Believing, absolute classic. That's my favorite on here. Well, I'm not sure really what my favorite is. Maybe Stone in Love, but I cannot say no to Don't Stop Believing because that's just that is the Journey hit, is that song. So that is Escape. Now we have two albums from this next band that I have not opened yet. And that is the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, or TSO. Here's the first one. This is Christmas Eve and Other Stories. As you can clearly tell, I got this from Walmart. This was actually released last year, and it was the very first time this has ever been released on vinyl, so... And it's got a thicker packaging, so it's obviously two records. Because it has a lot of stuff on it. And I cannot hate Christmas Eve Sarajevo. Again, that is the TSO hit, for sure. So that is Christmas Eve and Other Stories. Next we have one that I'm actually really considering getting rid of at some point. That is the Ghost of Christmas Eve. Reason I'm considering that is just because this basically has everything that Christmas Eve and Other Stories has on it. Yeah, basically everything that it has on it. So that's that. Next up, we have another great rock and roll orchestra, the one from the 70s, the Electric Light Orchestra, ELO. You should all know them. So I have 4 ELO albums, so that's a pretty good bit. Starring, I believe this is the oldest one, a New World Record. I got this at Mobile Records. I believe this is the original release as well, because this wasn't in the re-release section or anything. Here's the back. Sorry about that, I had to do something, but here's the track list. Living Thing is probably my favorite on here. That's a yellow classic. So there's that. Next I have what's probably the odd one out in my collection just because of the sleeve it came in, and that is this, I believe it's a 40th, 45th anniversary re-release of Out of the Blue, which, in my opinion, this is the best that ELO gets. And you see it's got the track list over here. My camera will show Turn the Stone, that's definitely my favorite, and Mr. Blue Sky as well. The back. I'm actually going to open this one up just because of the packaging it's in. So, like, hang on. This is side 1, side 2, side 3. This is Concerto for a Rainy Day. And there's side 4. So now look at that. That is Out of the Blue. Next we have another one I haven't listened to yet. And I also got this at Mobile Records. This is Discovery. I believe this came out right after Out of the Blue. Like 1979 maybe. Here is the back. I hate this blur so much. Shine a Little Love, that's probably my favorite. I like Don't Bring Me Down as well. So that is Discovery. And next we have my first greatest hits album. which I do have a few of these. This is ELO Greatest Hits, or the very best of ELO. Here's the front and the back. You can see plenty of ELO hits. And this one, you can actually open it up. I'm going to do this for some of these so you can open up like a booklet. Got this art right here. I think it's pretty cool. So that is that. Next, I have a couple of releases I picked up at Walmart. Just some bands I only have one album of, most of these. Starting with here, we have Led Zeppelin 4. Really great album. Here's the back. Actually isn't a track list on this one, but it does kind of give a little idea here. Stairway to Heaven is my favorite. If you open this up, I think you're supposed to turn it this way. Yeah, kind of a side view there. So that is Led Zeppelin 4. Next up, we have Guns N' Roses' Greatest Hits. So my second Greatest Hits album. Here's the back. Sorry about that. Here's the track list. Paradise City is my all-time favorite Guns N' Roses hit. This one you can open up as well. And this actually has all the albums right here. I really like Appetite for Destruction. Both of these I like. Not really a fan of the Spaghetti Incident. And yeah. So there is that. Now here is kind of another odd one, but I picked it up anyway. This is the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 soundtrack, and the reason I picked this up is because it has a whole bunch of good 70s and 80s rock songs on them, so, you know, I had to pick it up. Here's the back. Heck, we got Mr. Blue Sky on here, Lakeshore Drive, Fleetwood Mac, George Harrison as well. Hang on. Got some other ones here. Surrender by Cheap Trick. That is a really good song. And that David Hasselhoff song as well. So, and I am a fan of Marvel though. Like, I didn't just pick this up just because of music. Like, I am a fan of the MCU and Marvel and all that. So, I guess you could say two reasons, but mainly for the rock 70s and 80s music on here. So, that is that. Next band I have uh, 3 albums of this band, and that is Kiss. Starting with my favorite Kiss album, Destroyer. Go ahead and flip it over. Here's the back and track list. I really like Detroit Rock City, and I also really like Shout It Out Loud. So that is Destroyer. This next one I got at Marley's Music. This is a record store in Biloxi, Mississippi. And that is Crazy Nights. Kind of a coincidence because I actually saw Kiss like in concert in Biloxi back in October, so that's kind of a coincidence. This one is actually an album without the makeup, so not too big of a fan of this album, but it's got some okay stuff on it. So here's track list. I guess Crazy Nights, I guess, is the title track's my favorite on here. So that's Crazy Nights. And the last Kiss album I have, I actually found it in the closet. There were a few I found in the closet. And that is the Ace Frehley solo album. It's not technically not Kiss, but I'm gonna put it under that category anyway. Here's the back. Don't really have a favorite on here, but so that is Ace Frehley. So next up we have a band I have had a craze over for a while now, and another band I saw in Biloxi. It was in January, and that is Styx. Starting with Pieces of Eight. Unfortunately, I don't have the Grand Illusion, but I really want to get that and probably will very soon. I also found this at Marley's Music in Biloxi. Here's the back. You can barely see the track list right there. Blue Collar Man, that's my favorite on here. Yeah, this is probably the second best Styx album in my opinion. So that is Pieces of Eight. Next we have the new one that just came out last year, and that is Crash of the Crown. This one's okay, I guess. I mean, not as good as Classic Styx. Here's the track list. Five Our Lives is my favorite on this one. You can also open this up, and you got this right here and some little note, I guess. So that is Crash of the Crown. Now we have a couple more that I found in the closet here. Some of my parents' old albums. Starting with some Doobie Brothers stuff. Really good band. This is their greatest hits album. Best of the Doobies. Here's the back. Really great hits. Taking It to the Streets. That's my favorite on here. So that's that. And I have this other Doobie Brothers album here. One Step Closer. Here's the back. Try and zoom out so you can see the track list. So that is that. Next we have one of my favorites for sure, and that is Billy Joel, 52nd Street. This is the only album of his I have, but I do plan to get The Stranger at some point. Here's a track list, and it actually has all the lyrics on it. My Life, that's my favorite song on this, and my favorite Billy Joel song in general, probably. So that is 52nd Street. Now we have two country albums, both by my favorite country band ever. Starting with Mountain Music. Turn it over. Track list is on this side. So there's that. And here I got this in Mobile Records. 40-Hour Week. I really like both the title track and Can't Keep a Good Man Down. Those are my favorites. So there's that. Next up we have Wolfgang Van Halen's album. This is one of my favorites, especially to come out of the modern era, for sure. Here's this. Epiphany, that's my favorite. I think it was actually a single release for that recently. Horribly Right, that's another one I really like. But I think my favorite is probably Don't Back Down. That's my favorite on here. This also opens up like this here too, a little tribute message to Eddie Van Halen. So I really like that. So that is Mammoth. And to end it off, well, there's one more single album after this, but for the band wise, I have some Queen stuff, starting with Queen 2. I got all of these at Mobile Records, by the way. I like Seven Seas of Rye. You can open this up. So there's that. Next up, Sheer Heart Attack. This is my favorite of the Queen albums. Here's the back. Flick of the Wrist is my favorite on here. Don't think this opens up. No, it doesn't. There's that. Last in the Queen is A Night at the Opera. Bohemian Rhapsody, that's my favorite. And then this opens up. So there's A Night at the Opera. And to end it all off, I have just this one last one here. It is Striper, the Yellow and Black Attack. Here's the back. And that's it. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.